Welcome back all, both the students who are in online session and offline session. And as I said, some of the content is already covered in your previous classes about loop statement, and all those things probably would have tested the for loop and how we are using the for loop to iterate through various kinds of container data types like list data type and tuple data type, because individual data item cannot be accessed separately if we don't use for loop kind of structure. Every programming language is providing some sort of looping statement, but the way Python is providing us a loop statement is different from other languages. And for loop, how it works, we have seen the code examples, and we have seen this example also. Apart from that, you can separate each character from a particular string, and you can use range function in what it is called as in for loop. So most of the time you are going to spend your time with the for loop when you compare with the while loop. While loop is having very less usage, because most of the job is done by the for loop itself, and it is so sophisticated and very powerful because the power for loop knows how to work with tuple and list type of container data types. It's not only dealing with individual data items, and it is also knowing all those facilities provided by Python language. If you take while loop elements, there is a initialization part. After that, a test condition is there, and after that there will be a body of loop and a update statement. All these four components are integrated into the for loop. You are not doing all these things in your for loop. For example, if I say for I range 1 to 10, automatically I is initialized with 1, because a range is going to produce the first value 1. So I is not initialized. What is the condition? It is going to be 1 to 10, means 1 to 9 time it is going to be executed. Condition is not required. What is the body of the loop? As usual, after colon whatever you are typing, it is the body of the loop. And also update statement means the I value has to be incremented. It has to be incremented. It means every time, every iteration, repetition is happening, the value of while I will change. But in for loop, automatically it is happening. But in while loop, we have to do that. So when you compare the while loop with for loop, all the things are somewhat like a manual. We have to take care of the initialization. We have to test the condition. We have to set the body. It is usual, but two things are there. It is somewhat tedious for us. That is initialization and update. Initialization and update. These two things are making the while loop little bit complicated for us, because we have to take care of all these things. Now I have shown you the while loop where I equal to 1 means we are initializing the variable I by 1. So I is referring 1. After that, we are setting a condition. As long as the value of I is less than or equal to 10, loop has to be repeated. As soon as the value of I is greater than 10, loop has to become false, based on the condition what we are understanding. If you see the highlighted condition, whatever has been given, I less than or equal to 10, we call it as test condition. There are, after colon, there are two statements are there with indentation. So automatically we can recognize that if something is available after colon, and also if it is having indentation, it is body of something. Body of whom? Immediately after it is coming with while, so it belongs to while loop. And also inside the while loop you can see I plus equal to 1. So you are updating the value of I. You are updating the value of I. In the first statement, you are initializing the variable I less than, you are setting the condition, and after that there is a body of the loop as usual. But also the body of loop is should be taken care of incrementing the value of I every time. Automatically it will not increment because you are using a while loop. But in case of for loop will take care of that, because a range function in operator, all this thing together, it works for us. That's why the initialization part and update part is not done by the programmer. That is a major difference between while function and for function. As long as the programmers are concerned, most of the time they will prefer for loop comparing with while loop because of the additional overhead like initialization and updating. Sometimes most of the program they will commit mistake in while loop. They will set everything. Either they will not initialize the variable or they will not update the variable. Automatically loop will be, you will be getting, if you don't initialize, you will be getting error. If you don't initialize, you will be getting error. If you don't update, loop will never end. If a loop is never ending, it is again, there is no end point. In such a scenario, I have used the word, it is called as infinite loop. Usually we have to write finite loop. Finite loop means it will execute for a specific number of time. If a loop is executed unspecified number of time, we don't know how many time it will be executed. Such a scenario is called as infinite loop. Usually, if a condition doesn't become or doesn't get a false value, such a scenario will create infinite loop. If it is not becoming false, it will never end. That is the meaning. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Now you can understand it. Whatever I have explained, that has been explained in this slide, which is initialization, which is the test condition, which is the body. Where are you updating the variable? All these four things. When you use while loop for some specific reason in your Python program, you ensure that at least three things is proper: initialization, condition, and if for loop also you have to test the whether the condition is proper or not. Otherwise, for loop also can become infinite loop. But the possibilities are very less because you what you will do in range function, you will say up to 10, up to 50, something you will specify without specifying the number. Range function is not enclosed by empty bracket. So usually you will not forget to specify a number. But here test condition can easily become a leading to infinite loop. And also update condition will be missing. A flow of loop means how the loop is executed one after another. Only once the initialization will happen because that statement is not inside the loop statement. Only once it will be executed. After that, the next statement, Python interpreter finds the while loop and the test condition will be tested. If that is true, the body two statements will be executed. Otherwise, it will go to the next statement after the body. There is no statement means the program will end. Now what happens here? If the condition is true, so the value of I is printed and the value of I is updated. Of the of the of the value of I is updated. And as soon as the value of keep on updating, I will become 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. When it becomes 11, automatically loop will become false. And what will happen? When it becomes false, loop will come out. Loop will come out. Now if you see slide by slide, I equal to 1. So 1 is less than 10. It is true. You can understand this. Whatever I explained you here, it will print the output. Now I is going to increase the value. I is going to increase the value by 2. And now the true condition. So it will print again. And if you see again the loop, now the I value is 3, condition is true, value will be printed 3, again the I is becoming 4, and in this way the loop will execute for the value 4 to 10. Let us see from the value 9. Okay, now the I value is 9. What will happen? Loop will execute for the value 4 to 10, let's say 9 value. Now value is 9, it is true, so the value 9 will be printed. Value 9 will be printed. It is blinking. Maybe lose contact in the system. Hmm. What happened to this? The grading problem will change that port. HDMI 2 we can try for that. Sorry, here in the offline class, some display problem was there, so I was fixing that. And now 9 is true, so 9 is printed. When it becomes I10, that time also the condition is true, so 10 is going to be printed. But next time I will become what? 11, but the condition will become false. So now the value of I is 11 and the condition will become false, so loop will terminate. Loop will terminate means what is the meaning? The repetition of the statement execution will stop and it will go to the next statement. That is the logical flow of the program. Okay. Now, program for of while loop. There are several programs has been given as an example in your slide. Also in your PDF document, you can find for loop programs and while loop program. And please develop the programs solving these problems using for loop and while loop. Wherever they are asking you to solve the problem, you solve those. If you are not getting the solution for any of this problem, you can ask me, I can give you solution. For example, a first program is while loop. Write a program, tell number, find its reverse. You have to reverse the digits. You have to reverse the digits. Enter any number and digit count how many times digit is in the number. Enter any number and check it is Armstrong or not. Enter any number and check it is palindrome or not. If it is the program given here, please refer this program when you completed the program. Don't straight away come to this one and solve the program. So what is Armstrong? Armstrong number is, I'm going to tell you. Right, Ravisha's enter and this is enter the number. Armstrong number, I'll take the explanation. It's not Armstrong number is a number that is equal to the sum of cubes of its digits. Cubes of its digits. For example, 1, when you cube, when it sum up, same. For example, 153. 1 cube is 1. 5 cube is 25. 25 is 125. 3, 3, 9. 27. 27 plus 127 plus 125 plus 1 is equal to 153. If that is the case, it is called as Armstrong number. If all the digits given in a number is cubed, the cube value, yeah, every digit, when you sum up, you again have to get the same number. Such a number is called as Armstrong number. Such a number is called as Armstrong number. Which one? Palindrome. Palindrome is, if you palindrome is in programming, usually this type of concepts we are trying because in mathematical concept, because we can learn programming. Palindrome is something, if you read both a string forward and backward, if it sounds the same, then it is called as palindrome. You have to check whether a given string is palindrome or not. Take the word Malayalam. Malayalam, you read forward or backward. Now I am typing the word. Offline students, please type in your Malayalam and you try to read the word. Online students, please check. Malayalam is both forward and backward. It is same. Such type of a string word is called as what? Okay. Now I am typing. There is a soap called as Liril. If you read forward or if you read backward, how it sounds? It sounds the same. Say for example, there are a lot of words are available. Madam. If you read forward or if you read backward, it sounds the same. It gives the same meaning. Such a word is called as palindrome. So you can try to find out whether a string is palindrome or not. So first program is about number related to numbers. second is also related to numbers, third is also related to number, fourth is string, fifth is also related to a number programming. But all the programs are required to use loop. Either you want to use while loop or you want to go with for loop. Now coming to jump statement, jumping statements are two statements that is available. It is called as break and continue. There is one statement called as break statement, another one statement is called as continue. When you use a keyword, it is having a special meaning for Python, just I'm recalling, and it is doing a proper, it is giving you a meaning for you. For the interpreter or CPU, it is generating a instruction. Do this one. Break means do this one. Continue means do that one. So it is nothing but an instruction. Break statement in Python is used to terminate the continuing loop. Prematurely, for example, you know that a loop is going to execute 100 times. You are searching something. You found that. You don't need to further search and you don't need to execute the loop. Simply you want to come out from the loop. How can you come out prematurely? Use the break statement. Simply how to say break. Break means the loop. Yeah, the loop cycle will be broken. Loop cycle will be broken, the control will come out. What about continuous statement? Continuous statement for any given program resumes from the statement immediately after the loop. That is the condition of break statement. What about continuous statement? I'll show you some programming example also. Continuous statement in Python is used to skip the statements below continuing statement inside the loop and forces the loop to continue with the next value. What is continue? For example, there are 10 lines in the body of the loop. Fifth line is continue. Below continue, how many lines are there? 5 lines are there. If the computer finds the continue statement, it will not go to the next statement to execute. Directly, it will go to test condition, whether it is true or not. Whether it is true or not. So that is the difference, and sometimes it is called as jumping statement, because without any execution, it is jumping from one point to another point. Break statement breaks the cycle of the loop execution prematurely, and also it is not doing by its own. You will write program in such a way that it should be meaningful to the problem solving. And continuous statement makes the control to be transferred to the condition of the loop, skipping the rest of the statement available in the body of the loop. It will skip not executing. Directly it will go to the control to. That is the job. Break means come out, continue means go to condition. That's all. Okay. So can you execute such file? Yeah, I'll explain. Now I'll explain the example. If you need, I can explain, Vinay. Now you see, 1 to 20 means it is going to execute up to 1 to 19. 19 time it is going to execute. Now, what you want to find out in this program is, if I modulus division 6 equal to 0, break and come out. Break and come out. Loop is over. That loop is over statement is not inside the loop because it is not having indentation. Now what are you doing? The above code produces output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is keep on producing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is generating a output. It is break statement makes the loop to not to execute 19 times. Just it executed how many times? 5 times. Why? Break statement closed the termination. It brought termination to the loop. That is that. I can demonstrate in when the value I reaches to 6, condition becomes true and loop will be message loop over. Continuous statement. For example, if I modulus division 6 continue, print end, otherwise loop over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6 is not available, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 is not available. All the numbers which are divisible by 6 are avoided, rest of the numbers are printed. That is the program. All the numbers divisible by 6 are avoided to print and the rest is printed. Now in the loop statement there are two statements are there. One if statement, another one is print statement. If statement is a compound statement, it is containing a simple statement called as continuous statement. Now If you want, I can start the spider, and both statement I can give some example program. Deepika Gautami online, are you able to follow whatever the class is about? Yes, sir. Yeah, fine, fine. Gautami, what about you? Gautami, are you able to follow? Yes, fine, fine. Now, this program is I'm going to demonstrate about break statement. Break statement. Now, I don't want to write the same program. For example, I want to write a program. The program has to print 1 to 100. I'm giving. I'm I want to print 1 to 100. I gave this loop has according to the heading of the loop. It shows that the loop is going to be executed how many times? 99 times. If I put 0, it is going to be how many times? If I put 0, 0 to 99, how many times? 100 times. 100 time it has to execute. 100 time it has to execute. I'm deciding if I value is equal to 10, just come out, just come out, don't continue, just come out. Otherwise, print the value of current I value is something I want to print. This is the program. Just it is a demonstration program where the break statement is breaking the loop cycle and it is coming out and making the loop to terminate. Now I'm running the program. Now you can see 0 to 9, 10 time it has executed. As soon as the loop has becoming the I value is turned 10, it is closed. Now after this statement, after this print statement, this is not loop statement. I want to print already already loop is terminated. So this statement is reached. Something I'm typing here. Now when I execute, already loop is terminated. So what is the meaning? When it is breaking, it will go to the next statement available in the program, not in the body of the loop. Body of the loop is over. Body of the loop is over. Now the same example I can take. I can tell you or print all if it is equal to say for example 7. I have to print uh, I have to print else else continue. Now you predict what will happen. What will happen to this program? What is the net result of this program? No, this is demonstration for continuous statement. If you read the program, what do you understand? What is it doing? Oh, sorry, a statement I typed wrongly. A statement I typed wrongly. It should be here 0. Now tell me what is the meaning of this program. Including Deepika and Gautami also I'm asking what is this program is doing, because you know the meaning of continuous statement. Continuous statement. Otherwise, I can, if you want to demonstrate even better, I can exchange the statement here. I can put it this statement and continue. There is no else statement. If I put not equal to, what will happen? If I put equal to, what will happen? This is something called as comprehension of coding, code comprehension. By seeing the code, you have to find out the problem. You have to find out the problem. Now, for this example, I can tell you, as long as what it is called as modulus division 7 is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, it will continue. It will this will not come inside the for loop. It will come out. It is part of for loop, but it will not come inside if statement. Now, what is this one is doing? As long as the values are divisible by 7, it will not be printed. All the rest of the values will be printed. This is the program. If I change this one not equal to, if I change this one not equal to, it means that if it is not modulus division by 7 means not equal to 0, then continue. All the numbers will be avoided. Only modulus division by 7 will be displayed. Only 7 will be displayed. That is the problem. Now I'm telling, let me take that first example. This one I want to take the printout. You can see 99 numbers has been printed. Because it is not visible, better you can print like this. And end end value is there, end statement is there, right? Yeah, that one I can give tab. I can give tab. Now see the output. Even if you want, if you don't want, I can delete this current value statement also. Only numbers has to be displayed so that it can be easily understood. Are you able to see now? All the numbers has been printed up to 99 from 0. Those numbers are divisible by, if it is divisible by 7 means it is avoiding to print. Rest of the numbers has been printed. Now you see, after 6, 8 is there, 9, 7 is missing. After 13, 14 is missing. After 20, 21 is missing. After 20, 21 is missing. So what is the meaning of this program? It is printing all the numbers except divisible by 7 up to 99. Just I am changing the logic to not equal to. Not equal to means only divisible by 7 will be printed. Rest of the numbers will be avoided. Rest of the numbers will be avoided. Now you see, the list is very small. Now the list is very small. 0 is divisible by 7. 0 time. 7, 14, 21, 20. That is multiples of 7. That is multiples of 7 up to 98. Because 99, the loop will terminate. Further, it will not move. So this is the way the continuous statement is used. This is the way continuous statement is used. If you want, I can, for this continuous statement, I can copy paste this statement. And you please change the loop and all. In WhatsApp also, you can experiment this. Python, this is the Python group, yes. So shall we move on to the next topic? Yeah. Now let me reproject the tab where we are slide is there. Now it is visible. Now, as long as loop statements are concerned, I know many languages in my 16 years of experience, but no language is providing a else block for the loop statement. As long as I know, many languages are providing loop statement, but there is no else part of the loop statement. Usually, all the languages are providing else part for if statement. If all the conditions are false, else is for false purpose. Else is for false purpose. Now what happens? The Python is the developer of the Python thinks that loop also can have a else part. Loop also can have a else part. Loop in Python provides else clause with loop also, which executes when the loop terminates normally. When the test condition fails in while loop, or when lost value is executed in the for loop, but not when break terminates the loop. When the break statement is terminating, the else part will not be executed. In a normal for loop or in a while loop, you can use like this, the syntax. What will happen when the for loop becomes false? The else part will be executed. False means simply it is coming out, right? Coming out and it is going to the next statement. But in this case, because you have given else part for the for loop, when the for loop becomes false or while loop becomes false, immediately it will go to else part and it will execute that statement. After that, it will continue the next statement as usual. It will continue the, this is the addition. What is the addition? As long as the loop is true, body of the for loop is or while loop is executed. When it becomes false, it will come out from the loop and it will execute the next statement. Not else statement. In normal case I am talking about. When it is false, it will come out from the loop, it will go to the next statement. But when you deploy else clause, in that case, when the condition becomes false, it will jump to the else part, because else is also part of which one? For loop only. Else is also part of for loop. That's why you are indenting, you are putting colon. Like if you have to think this statement like if else, for else, while else. You can, it is possible in Python. Now you see, already you know, as long as the loop is executed, the loop statement was loop is over. The right place to put that message can be where? In else part. Previously we didn't write like this program, that the right place is to put it in else part. And if you take for example, there are a list of city names has been given in the list. Allahabad, Lucknow, Varanasi, several cities are given. You are asking to search a particular city. You are asking to search a particular city. It will search all the city. If it is found using break statement, it will come out from the loop. It will display city found. It will come out from the loop. Further, it is not required to search. It is not required to search. If it is not found, if this statement is not going to be executed, but the for loop will become false. For loop will become false. So it will be one by one, it will check. City is city, false. Okay. False means city not found, city not found, city not found. It will be displaying like that. Now, if you want, I can copy this one. I don't think it will copy. Yes, it is not copying. You can try this program, right? This is not a difficult program to understand. Yeah. Now else part is available for and while. So now you can call it as if else statement, and for else statement is available in Python, and for while else statement is available. But if you take the else, it is not a mandatory syntax. What is mandatory syntax? If you use for means you have to use else. No, it is optional. If you want, you can include. If you want, you can exclude. It is an optional clause. It is an optional clause. So you can say there are two forms of, because it is optional, you can take for loop and while loop as two forms. Numbers repeatedly and print their sum. How can you do this one? Writing like this program, you can do that. This program is using break statement. As long as you don't type y, as long as you type y, the numbers will be repeatedly asked. As soon as you type no or something else, the loop will terminate and it will not ask you any further input. The output of the program. Yes, yes, yes means it will keep on asking you. Program to input the number and test if it is a prime number or not. A number is a prime number. Do you know in mathematics which is a prime number or not a prime number. Usually, if you want to write the prime number or not a prime number, the program is lengthy in other programming language. But I can tell you, just please compare the program. Little bit you can interpret and understand in other programming languages like C++ or Java. The program is lengthy because loop is not having else part. Loop is not having else part. This program demonstrate you why we need else. Many situations are required like this. Without else, if you want to solve the program, how will you solve? With else, if you want to solve this program, how will you solve? You can find out the problem. Okay. Now, if you don't understand what is prime number, do you know in mathematics what do you mean by prime number? Manoj, what is a prime number? No idea. A number, Manoj, sorry, Vinay. Deepika Gautami, do you know what do you mean by prime number? What's a prime number in mathematics? Yes, Deepika.
Prime number is there.
I didn't get Deepika.
Sir, a prime number is a number which is divisible by itself.
That is the definition, Deepika, the complete definition.
Yes, sir, like 1, 3, 5, 7.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. But a little bit, I will add some one sentence, one word to that. A number divisible by one and by itself, not by any other number. If it is not divisible, all the numbers are divisible by one, and also it will be divisible by itself. All the numbers are divisible by itself. 7 divided by 7, divisible. 10 divided by 10, divisible. All the numbers are divisible by itself. It is also divisible by 1. Except this, no other number can be divisible. That means divisible means remainder should become 0. Take 7. You cannot divide by any number except 1 and 7. Take 13. You cannot divide any number except 1 and 13. There is no option. You cannot divide by 2. If you divide by 2, remainder 1. If you divide by 3, remainder 1. If you divide by 4, remainder 1. If you divide by 5, you remainder 3. No possibility. Take 17. It's not possible. Now, the program is you have to give any number and the program has to find out whether the given number is a prime number or not a prime number. That is the solution. The logic is available in front of you. And don't forget, this program use for else and also modulus division. Modulus division is very important for this program. And also break statement is used. When the break statement is used, else part will not be executed. Else part will not be. It is aborting. Aborting means coming out. Coming out from the loop means already it came out from the loop. Where is the else part it can execute? It's not possible. You have to understand the behavior of break statement. Break statement comes out from the loop. Else is also part of the loop only. So it already came out means it cannot execute the else part. Okay. Now, this is the 23 is a prime number. 23 is not a prime number. 36 is not a prime number. 36 is divisible by 1, by 3, by 2, several number, by 4, not by 4. Many numbers you can divide. 6 also divisible. 6 times. So it is not a prime number. So very few numbers are prime numbers and lot of numbers are non-primes. Non-prime numbers are lot of numbers. Okay, random number generation. This program is generating random number means, for example, you want to play a simple game. It has to display some number and you have to guess what the number should be. Means randomly means you understand the word randomly. Anything, it can produce any number. That is random. That is random. Say for example, you are playing a chords. You are playing chords. Your friend is drawing a chord and he's issuing. What will be the possibility for you? It is random. Anything is possible. Among all the 13 or 11 chords, 13 chords, right? 13 chords, it is possible anything. So we say random. Say for example, you are playing Ludo. The Ludo game also, you are the dice is what will be the number? Randomly, it will be from 1 to 6. We don't know, but it is any number. Any number can come. Suddenly, it can come 3, 4. You cannot predict that. Such type of unpredictable numbers are called as, or unpredictable figures are called as random. Okay. Lottery, what about lottery? Lottery tickets they are selling, and after that, suddenly they will draw one ticket and they will say he is scoring 1 crore rupees. How he draw? Randomly, he took one person. Understood, na? In computer programming, in particularly in Python, if you want to generate, there is a random library available. Library first we can use in our program. There is a library called as a random library. That library has been already written and ready-madely we can use random dot rand int, random integer if you want. This is the library name, and this is the function. Usually you will not use the function like this, because this function is not a built-in function. It's a function belonging to a library. You have to tell that this function belongs to this library, then only Python can understand. So random dot rand int means, okay, rand int is a function belonging to random library. For example, you take bin function, print function, input function. You are not putting something dot. It's not required. Why? It is built in, part of the core Python. Python directly it can understand. That's why we don't put one prefix. For example, for all of us we have prefix. Our father name or our family name, initial. Without that one, we will be confused. Like that, namespace problem is there in the programming also. Later we can find out what is that namespace problem. Okay. Now, what is this x value and y value in rand int? Rand int is the shortcut for random integer, the name of the function. If I say 1 to 10, it means that you are generating numbers between x and y. 1 to 10. Any number can be generated. You cannot predict that. That is automatically generated ready-made functions are available. Now you see, refer to code page number. Okay, that is not our reference. Infinite loop and break. I told you the concept. For example, I can demonstrate that random library. First time we are using the library concept. So let me take that and let uh, develop a simple game, something like generate a number, and we will try to predict that number. Something. If we are successful, it has to say congratulations. If we are unsuccessful, it has to say try it. Okay. Yeah. Now let me start uh, using a random library, a simple game. This is a comment statement. If I want that random library, I have to use a statement like this. What is that? Import random. I have to say that in my program, I need the random code. That is library code. It should be included with my program. Okay. With this single statement can do the rest of the thing. Now, for example, for here I cannot use for, I can use while. I can use while statement. While num is not equal to generated number. Okay. Now, first let me ask the user. Let me ask the user when num equal to num equal to generated num equal to something like 0. Not equal to 0 is true, true, right? Equal to true. Equal to is false. Equal to is true. Not equal to is true or false. This is false, right? So we will change the condition like this, because we have to start initialize some value, so that we have to set some logic. Generated number generated number is 0. Generated number is 0. You can make like this, or otherwise one time you can ask input, enter a number, enter a number. After that the number is going to num. Because it is integer, it should be integer, you have to put it inside the int function. It should be in the int function. Spider is visible, right? Deepika and Gautami, are all of both of you are following, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now generated number is what? Random, rand int, between 1 to 10. Between 1 to 10. This will be stored in the or referred by the variable generated num. I can create a variable like this. Now, while num is not equal to generated num, if it is equal to, it has to display. If it is equal to, if num equal to generated num, uh, generated num, print congratulations. Congratulations. Else, else print please try again. Please try again. And what it has to do? Again, it has to ask the num value. The same thing has to be repeated. We initialized using this statement, right? Again, we have to ask this number. Again, we have to ask this number. I'm demonstrating the idea of random int, rand. How do we generate? For that one, I'm writing a program. Now it will be getting, please try again. It will ask you again, enter a number, and a generated number rand. It should not be generated again, because otherwise you can never end the game. Like this, you have to do this program. Now I'm running the program. If you see the screen, in the bottom it is asking me enter a number. I'm saying 7. Please try again. Because what is generated number, it is not equal. I'm guessing, okay, it should be 5. Please try again. No, it might be 9. Please try again. It might be 3. Please try again. It might be 4. It might be 1. Only one number I left, I think. Only 2 is left. Try again. 8, 6. Congratulations message is not generated. See? 6 is the actual number. It has the program logic has to be changed, because congratulations num is now mm, I will change the logic so that it should print that one also. This is something called as when you develop a program, it is called as trial and error. When you are not getting the required output, you have to change the logic. When now generated number is something you are only once you are generating. You are only once you are generating. Now, if it is generated, just you can say that as long as it is true, keep executing. The indefinite loop now. I said it how? Indefinite loop. As soon as you found the number, come out from the loop. Come out from the loop. And if you want, you can put it one else statement also. You can put it a else statement also. Now I am executing the program. Enter a number. Now for example 8, try again. 5, now it found out. Please try again is not coming. Please try again. 3, 4. Else please try again. Again it has to go out. No. You see, we have given wrongly here. This statement is available. This statement should not come two times. It is asking me input, right? Only one time it has to ask the input. In the last program, we didn't delete that statement. Now enter a number: 7, 4, 5, 9, 1. What are the other number? I'm not good at guessing the number. It seems 8, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is the missing number? Yes. Now you got another program. So something we can say guessing game. Yeah, guessing game. This is the purpose is not the playing of this game, but we are demonstrating how a indefinite loop can be created, how a break statement can be properly, because as per the requirement of my logic, I need that break statement. I have to create an indefinite loop of while type. I don't need for loop here. Got it, no? Yeah, and also I need that random library. I'm using randint function from that library and all these things. And let me copy paste this program in your WhatsApp, and just you see the logic what we have written here in this program. Uh, now, now this program is available in front of you. And now moving on to this, I think your time is also 1 hour over. And what is the next topic? If it is completing, I let me complete that one. I think only few, yeah, only 5 slides are there. Let me complete that. What is that 5 slides? Yeah, loop statement. Now infinite loop, already I explained you. This is, he has given one example program. He has given one example program. But for a guessing game, you need a indefinite loop. And you have to break that loop using a if condition. By testing, after that something is coming true, you have to break the loop. As long as the user guess and the generated number is not matching, you have to loop it out. As soon as it is matching, you have to come out from the loop. How can you come out? Break statement. How long you can try? We don't know. 1,000 times you can type. Deliberately you can type 100, 200, 1,000, 5,000, 1,000 times you can type. 1,000 times it will execute. But as soon as you enter the right number, the loop will terminate. Yeah. What is meant by nested loop? Nested loop is loop within a loop. Loop within a loop. Already you know the concept of nesting. If statement within if statement is called as nested if. Here loop within the loop is next. Syntax is like this. This is outer loop, and J is called as inner loop. This is statement 2 is also part of the outer loop. Statement 1 is inner loop. In while condition also, this is called as outer loop. This is called as inner loop. Say for example, if you are using a inner loop outer loop type of concept, now you see how many times a loop will be executed. They have given programs also. You can try it out. Again, let me project and I will demonstrate, and I will come to the topic, and I will write a simple program using a spider window. What about the it is called as it. Let me write nested loop. What is meant by nested loop? A loop within another loop. Exactly within another loop. Or otherwise, in another explanation, if the body of a loop contains another for loop or while loop, it is nested. It is nested. Now, for example, I am typing I in range 1 comma 10. 1 comma 10. Another loop I am writing j in range 1 comma 5. 1 comma 5. Print print I is equal to I equal to, because the printout will be very lengthy, let me make like this, 1 to 3. How many time it will execute now? 1 to 3, maybe 4. How many time it will execute now? 3 time it will execute, right? Yeah. Now, j value, I'm saying print the value of j. Now, please tell me this print statement will be executed how many times? Because it is in a nested loop. This print statement is inside a this print statement is inside a nested loop. So how it works, you have to understand. What is the mechanism of its working? 4 time it will execute. Because it is inside a nested loop, it will not execute not only 4 times, it will execute one, for I equal to 1 means it will print 4 times. I equal to 2 means it will execute another 4 times. 3 means another 4 times. So it means that it will execute 12 times. Now let me print. See how many times it has executed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 times it has executed. How? This has executed 3 times. This has executed 4 times. 3 times 4, 12. So this statement is inside a nested loop. So it has executed 12 times. It has executed 12 times. It doesn't mean that only you have to put it only two level. You can go. You can go. For example, I comma 3. I comma 3. Now I want to print the value of k, and I want to print the value of k as k. Now tell me how many times the print statement will be executed now. It is inside another loop. Huh? Two times. Now I'm completing, ma'am. See, now please see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 23. How many times? No, otherwise, I will put it. Why I have to be counting? I will be writing a variable here, and also I will put it here. Count plus equal to 1. Count plus equal to 1, and after all this program, it has to print nested loop executed. How many time? Count to time. Count times. Now I'm executing 24 times. Is that right? Yes. Just you have to multiply all the loop that many times. Now you can test this code, and please try to understand how this nesting loop is working. Nested loop is working in your programming statements. Friends, both online and offline, thanks for joining today, and hopefully we'll meet tomorrow in another session with a new topic. Thanks for joining.